Welcome back to Oops the Podcast. I'm Francis Ellis, and I'm joined by my co-host, Giulio Gallerati.
What up, fucking oops the fucking...
Podcast? That's it. So proud of you, Giulio.
Oh, thanks,
We've
man.
talked about this in private, but if you haven't checked out Giulio's Rwanda comedy video, which he released on his Instagram, which we released on our Oops the Podcast Instagram, it's 9 minutes. Try it and you will watch the whole thing. I guarantee it. It was so fun and so happy.
Dude, I'm glad you liked it, man.
People told me they were crying when they watched it.
Really?
Yeah, someone sent that to me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Who? Do I know the person?
Some chick.
Dude, that's
probably
crazy.
listens to the podcast, so thank you,
Yeah,
lady,
thank
not
you.
chick.
That's big, man. That's big. Listen, man, it's been such a long time coming. I went over there, I shot it. I had no idea what I was doing. And I realized very quickly that I would be the one editing it. And I'm not a great editor. So it kind of trudged through it and got it done. And I did a screening about a year ago of some similar version and got some interest and got like a little production deal. But dude, what always happens, and tell me if this has happened to you, you go into these meetings with these people and they tell you, they'll be like, oh, it's interesting, but it's been done before. Why don't we do this? And then you're like, oh, I really want to make it into something. So you kind of like make concessions, and like before you know it, by the time that meeting's over, suddenly you're working on a completely different project.
Totally.
And like, that's wrong. Like, and it was so gratifying to that kind of all fell apart because of COVID, whatever. So now I'm like, all right, I have this video. I'm just going to release it on my Instagram. And it's so satisfying that people are actually watching it and liking it, man.
We're at a point in human history where everything has been done before. What are we talking about when we say that? That's
Totally.
the dumbest thing I've ever said. The only person that doesn't get that is Elon Musk. He's the only guy who says, well, I'm going to land the rocket. I'm going to go to Mars.
I'm going to put oxygen. Yeah.
All this stuff. Everybody else is improving on a previous thing or trying to.
Totally.
But we're using inspiration from things we've seen and learned. Nobody's coming up with stuff out of thin air.
Dude, totally.
Every dating app is some, offspring of Tinder. Every
of a previous one, right?
Yeah, every, book is it can trace its roots to, Mark Twain or whatever it is. So.
And dude, yeah, like it, and also, it's a pretty unique story. It's not that like remarkable of a story, but like a lot of things needed to align in order for that to happen. Like my curiosity, my sort of like willingness to kind of just take a fucking shot in the dark and hope that it would work, them being cool. Like it was definitely like a perfect storm of things working out and ending up being like a cool, nice story.
That's it. And I say that, because whatever they meant, that pisses me off that they said that to you.
I know.
And whatever they meant by that is such a cop-out from them, and it's been done before. Well, you did it better, right? And if anyone out there is thinking of starting something and you hear as feedback, well, it's a crowded space, or, there's a lot of people already doing it. This is already happening. If you're thinking of starting a new vodka company, well, just do it better.
Yeah.
Do it better, brand it better, get, Emily Ron Jaworski to sign off on it. And maybe you'll be the one that gets the new share of the market of the vodka space, whatever it is.
Yeah. And then maybe you'll become such a baller that you end up marrying Emily Ron Jaworski.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think she's taken, but
Listen, man, she's young.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant. But.
Speaking of vodka, we had a few last night.
We had a few.
Couple of pops for the boys.
Couple of sodas.
Couple of pops for the boys. What did you say to me? You were like, I'm down to have a couple sodas. You said that, right?
I texted Francis.
Did we ever have a couple
down
sodas?
To have a couple sodas. It was great. Like Francis, like I was planning on going to this show, I think, and I asked Francis what he was doing or something, and he's like, oh, I'm going to that show too. And my girlfriend also happened to be having dinner there. Like everybody that I know happened to be in the building. The Girls Gotta Eat girls were there.
He was at Soho House.
Soho House, which
Do you guys know Soho House?
It's like a members only kind of thing.
It's the most sort of, I would call it the most see and be seen type of place in New York.
Yeah, and it tends to typically be people who no one cares to see. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was wondering if we were going to go in because
Well, they trick you into thinking,
willing to protect, but
I mean, listen, I love going there, so whatever. But it's like people who want to. It's technically for creative people, but it's filled with people who clearly are not creative, and that makes sense. It's okay. Like they need members to keep it running. I love going there. I think it's a great menu. It's a great hang. I have no problem with it. I'm not a member. My girlfriend is. Bless her heart.
Yeah. Listen, I will say this. I had some pretty strong negative opinions about the place, and last night they were thawed a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
I found them thawing. And the reason was, if you step back, we talked about this, if you step back from the kind of social climbing, stacking against one another, the feeling that being a member there is a badge that somehow makes you
ups your status.
Yeah, puts you on the social ladder of New York. Ultimately, it's just a place with a pretty good restaurant, good drinks, and a good feel in a good location.
And it's a place you can go hang out, which is cool.
Yeah.
You can just go sit there for a few hours.
I dated a girl for a little bit who was a member, and she was what I would call the prototypical member. It's hard. If you're not familiar with Soho House, it's very hard to like properly explain.
I feel like we're doing it justice, like as far as what the deal is.
The status of it, meaning that people assume that it carries or lends to its members, because not everyone gets in. In theory, you're supposed to have it's a tricky application process. You have to get recommended by members, and you have to be cool. You have to be in on the insider circle.
You have to do something cool.
Yeah. But I dated a girl a number of years ago who was a member, and she liked to bring me there and sort of parade me around like I was a golden retriever, introducing me to all of her friends. And the one thing about the place is that up on the roof, it has this pool. And the pool, it's not the type of pool where you can play Marco Polo. Okay? You're gonna get a lot of bad looks if you play Marco Polo. In fact,
dude, I don't want to go to a public pool where people are playing Marco Polo.
Marco Polo is fun.
It's sure, but not in like a public setting.
Stuck in the mud.
You're just fucking jerking people off. You're like, Marco, oh shit.
Yeah. Fish out of water. Those are fun games. Statue of Liberty. You didn't play those games in pools growing up?
I did like the whirlpool thing because everybody had out of ground pools that were circular.
So what, everyone swims in a circle?
Everyone runs around the perimeter in a circle, and then all of a sudden, oh, whoa, it's crazy.
Wait, how do you run in a pool?
You jog. You jog around the periphery of the pool in a circle, and then eventually it creates a current, and that's a good time, apparently. It is fun. It was fun. You can?
Chris almost broke the pool once when he tried that himself. No, you were running with a lot of people.
It wasn't just me.
Well, while you guys were running around pools, I was playing Marco Polo like a normal child. Anyway, the point is that the pool at the Soho House is more of an ornamental body of water. It is a dip your toe kind of pool. Have drinks around it. It's the centerpiece that frames everything.
Dude, when I see people going in, I'm like, who the fuck does that guy think he is?
That's what people do.
Who is that guy?
Sure enough, hot day, I wanted to go in, and I went in. And my girlfriend got a little annoyed with me. My girlfriend at the time got a little annoyed at me. People were giving me bad looks. Yeah, she was like, act like you've been there before. And I was like, well, I've never been here before. And I saw the pool, and immediately I needed to go in, of course. And she was like, well, it's one thing to go in the pool quietly and just jump in. It's another thing for you to do what you did, which is to go up to random groups of people having margaritas, ask them to take their phones out and time you for how long you can hold your breath underwater. And I was like, well, I wanted to engage with people and show them my lung capacity.
You didn't do that.
Sure I did. I love that game. And what I do now, because people get surprised, I'm a pretty good.
That's ridiculous.
You know, everyone's got to loosen up a little.
That's fun. It's just
Find
like,
your
I didn't
inner
think you were
child.
going there. I thought you were going to say you did a cannonball or something.
Oh, no. I wouldn't do a cannonball. I'm not that guy. You know, I get it. I don't want to ruffle any feathers.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah. No, but that's one of my favorite games. And then my other favorite game to ask people is, how many times do you think I can go back and forth between the ends of the pool underwater? And they set a line. Dude, people like to do this.
Bet you $50 you can't do it.
That's it. You start winning money off these idiots.
Do not question Francis' lung capacity.
Yeah, let me tell you something. If you're at Soho House and I come up to you and I'm like, hey, do you think I can hold my breath for longer than 90 seconds underwater? I'll bet you $100. You better believe you should take the over on that now.
We need Francis to be in My Octopus Teacher, the sequel.
Yeah. Now that's tough. That guy seemed to be holding his breath for minutes at a time and the water was freezing. But
wild.
Anyway, that was my story about Soho House.
Dude, I have a funny pool story.
Good.
It's not, I don't know how funny. It reminded me of this. I was in the south of France once. Okay.
Must be nice.
It was. I was in
I know, I studied
Francis
abroad
literally
there. Spent a whole semester there.
Well, I went to this party, and my buddy at the time, he had been going to school in the Middle East, so he knew all these like Middle Eastern people who were vacationing on holiday in the south of France.
What town in South France?
Cannes.
Cannes, yeah.
Yeah. Which was a good time, dude. I mean, it was really fun. But anyway, so these girls were like in the pool making out with each other, and I was like, oh shit, that's sick. So I started taking pictures. What, dude? It's not that fucked up. It was like it's like a pool party. It wasn't
like you've been there, Giulio.
Okay, fine, but like it's not like there was just 5 people. Like nobody could notice I was taking a picture. However, this one guy who was taking a picture, kissing the giant bottle of rosé, noticed that I was taking pictures, and he goes, "Man," he goes, "you can't do that." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "If you put that on the internet," he's like, "and her parents see, they'll kill her, man." Ooh. I was like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
I don't know if that was like a figure of speech or something. I think these girls were like Saudi girls or something.
Yeah.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Jesus, dude. Okay, that's like really intense.
Yikes.
I'm sorry, I won't post it, but I still have the pic. Maybe I should blackmail her.
Yeah, I bet she's got some money, probably. Well,
it was a good time. Dude, I happened to stumble upon the World Firework Championships. We were eating a dinner on a pier. Dude, I'm serious. We were eating dinner on a pier out in front of our hotel, which I think the Carlton, I think was what it was called.
Okay.
Anyway, dude, the World Firework Competition started happening right in front of us.
Whoa.
Dude, and I'll tell you, like, you know, the Saturday evening kind of suburban fireworks is the best thing I had ever seen. This shit was crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
It was like a symphony.
It's
of
a
fireworks.
different when they're
like Mickey Mouse in the sky type
the
shit.
choreography.
Crazy.
They're spending, maybe 100,000 or more on fireworks.
Right. It's something you'd expect to see in some kind of like strongman state where like they want to impress the world by putting on like unnecessarily impressive ceremonies.
North Korea,
yeah,
Russia,
exactly, that kind of shit. And it was blown away. I don't know how we got.
I am a huge firework fan.
They're so dope, bro.
If fireworks are going off and I'm in some house, I need to go out and find them. I don't understand people who can hear the pounding of fireworks and just say, don't care.
Are you the guy who's like, all right, that's over. Oh my God, there's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
I will say this. I will say that I am this guy. I announce the grand finale too soon. Quite frequently. I'm like, here we go, everybody. This is it. The grand finale. And then it peters out. And I'm like, yeah, great show.
Now who wants to bet I can hold my breath for 2 minutes?
10 more rockets go up. And I'm like, whoa. I called it too soon. Sorry, everybody. Sorry about the levels there, Chris.
Fireworks are fun. Fireworks are. Dude, speaking of fireworks, I saw Justin Bieber live.
Yeah, you did.
This is coming out next week. So this must have been a week or so ago now when we're listening.
This was at the fight.
Yes. He had all sorts of pyrotechnics, crazy shit happening. What a weird fucking event, dude.
Yeah.
What a crazy dude. I don't know.
Have we not talked about it?
We haven't, no.
On the pod?
No.
So Giulio went to the Logan Paul fight, the Jake Paul fight.
Yes.
Excuse me. Tell us about it.
Dude, so, okay, it was cool. It was a really funny kind of contrast between the type of VIP people that were there.
I think we need to start by telling people what this was.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw, like, they did this Triller boxing event where Mike Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr. and Jake Paul, the YouTuber, was on the undercard. He knocked out Nate Robinson, who was a former basketball player, and then sort of they decided he would be the headliner of the next Triller fight event.
Yes.
So Pete Davidson, our buddy, he was one of the commentators. So he brought like like a couple of us down there with him, and we kind of were just like hanging around. So it was interesting because Snoop Dogg, I think, is one of like the main people in the event. He was a commentator. He also performed. Blah blah blah. So there was all like that OG squad, like these kind of in their 40s and 50s hip hop people wearing like all matching outfits, rolling around, smoking weed, chilling. But then there was also all the TikTokers. So there's just these like 16-year-old girls everywhere. And dude, I gotta be honest, I follow a lot of these TikTok chicks and I'm a fan, and I was like fanboying a bit, dude. I was talking to Charlie D'Amelio about,
oh my God,
she was presenting the belt, and I was kind of trying to like small talk, play it cool. I'm like, huh, like you presenting the belt? Like, and she's like, yeah, but like I dropped it last time. They got really mad at me. And I was like, oh dude, crazy. Dude, it was great. And then, I met Addison Rae too. Like these are like, the big TikTokers.
Those are the biggest ones.
And I had a couple of really funny, memorable moments. So one of them, I'm standing with Pete in the hallway. So there's this big hallway thing where like, teams come on the field, right? And I'm kind of just standing there. It's like Pete here, me here, like a little behind him, next to him at the time. And then Logan Paul rolls in with a camera. So they meet in the center and they kind of shake hands, and there's a camera there. So Pete's on the left, Logan Paul on the right, camera directly on me, right? And I'm kind of like, oh, sick. Like I'm getting some screen time here. I'm just going to chill. And Logan Paul just starts giving me the dirtiest looks, dude. He just starts looking over being like, and he does it again. And then he does it again. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. Like, am I being weird? Like, is this weird? I kind of like, it's almost like, when you're stoned and you think you're being weird, but you're not.
Yeah.
So, dude, I just step out of the camera. And then one of our boys, Jordan, just comes over to me. He's like, yo, bro, why'd you fall back? he's like, that was your moment. I'm like, what? This is so weird.
So why was he giving you a dirty look?
I don't know. Maybe he thought that I was like trying to get in the shot, like I was being a weirdo or something. I don't know.
He brought his shot into you.
I know. That's what I thought too. I was like, this is weird, right? Just getting side-eyed.
Really grinds my gears.
Okay, dude, my other big moment. We're hanging out at the end of the night. I have control over the jukebox, Jesus. The like whatever thing, the Bluetooth speaker, the jukebox. Did I really just say that?
I'm surprised that that's what you went with.
I just aged myself. So
yeah.
The jukebox.
Yeah.
That's like even before my time.
I was entrusted to turn the cassette from side A to side B.
Boy, did side B make a. But dude, so I'm in control. I'm trying to like play the good songs, and I put on this one song that I really like. It's a Roddy Ricch song. It's called Every Season. It's a banger, and everybody in the fucking green room's rocking out, singing along. Jack Harlow's rapping along to the lyrics.
Holy shit!
And Addison, the fucking TikToker, she goes, "What's this song called?" And I just thought that was fire. So Roddy Ricch, if you get another big TikTok moment, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Did you tell her which one it was?
Yeah, I said Every Season by Roddy Ricch.
And what'd she say?
And she was like, "Oh, cool." And then, like, dude, it was actually cute. Like at one point, there was people doing drugs or something in one of the rooms, and she like noticed that they were, and she like was like, "Oh no!" She like covered her eyes. She's like, "Oh,
adorbs."
How
good
fucking
for her.
cute is that, dude?
That is really cute, and she is allegedly dating Jack Harlow now.
Well,
and he's the rapper, right?
That may, I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about the situation. I'm not trying to fucking start any trouble, but they seem to be spending time together that night. So
wow. Okay, you heard it here first. Giulio is confirming the
they were hanging out.
Addison Rae and the what's his face Jack Harlow thing. This is a perfect moment for what I wanted to talk to you about today.
Great, dude.
And I'm so glad you brought all this up because if you don't follow these TikTokers, it may sound stupid, but they all have tens of millions of followers. They're some of the most successful people in entertainment.
And bro, like literally, there was a moment where there was a TikTok procession. All the big TikTokers are hanging out together. We happened to come out the door when that happened. We just followed them. They're all standing there, and Snoop arrives, and the Triller guy just goes, "All right, guys, Snoop's here. Everyone go live. Everyone go live." Like it was almost like they were contractually obligated
to pull out their phones
to go live at this.
Oh, they went live on their streaming.
This is almost like a fungus event feeding off of TikTokers to try to build up the Triller thing. I was like, this is crazy, bro.
So then they probably were contractually.
Yeah, for sure.
And
bro,
they're to do that,
dude, they're so young. Like I met Addison's mom and brother and dad.
And they were our
like
age.
I think she's what, 20 years old or something? Like these are young kids, man.
That is right. And Addison had allegedly been dating a member of the Soho House, Bryce Hall, okay, for a while. Now, when Bryce Hall was accused of cheating on her or something, he then went on Twitter and then said that she had cheated on him and was really pissed. And he wrote these ridiculous tweets saying like, "I'm so mad right now, blah, blah, blah." So she seemed like a lovely person. She does. And she's also pretty talented. She's like an amazing dancer.
She's just cool, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fanboy. I'm sorry.
So then I went on Twitter.
Bro, I send Chris her videos all the time. Chris, can you confirm that? Sorry, I'm not.
No, that's fine.
All right, continue.
So then I went on Twitter and I made this video, which I responded. I used this video to respond to Bryce Hall.
Okay.
So I just sent it as a reply to his tweet of "bad days only ever get worse" or something. He was really sulky and bummed out, and I wanted to pick him up. So this is what I sent to Bryce Hall. "Hey Bryce, it's Francis. I love what you do. I saw the news about Addison, and I know it's tough. I can relate. I was in college when I found out that my girlfriend at the time had gone to the Dominican Republic for spring break, where she sat on the face of this kid I used to play squash with, Alistair, and it was not easy for me to accept her forgiveness, to forgive her. But I did. And because he was big, and guys like us, we get jerked around because we're nice. And at some point, you got to realize, hey, I am worth it. I don't have to put up with this. And the sky is the limit for you, dude. I really think you could go out tomorrow and pretty much bang anybody, just about, which you should. You should allow yourself to be that guy for a bit until people start saying, hey, that Bryce, he is getting around, and I don't think he's clean anymore. They could smell it on you. You know what I mean? I went through a little bit of a hoe phase myself, where I was let's just say I took a lot of antibiotics. Anyway, so that goes on, right? That was about 2 minutes. Now, I just sent that as a reply, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his tweet, obviously, he's got like 2 million followers, so these are some of the responses from his fans to my video. Right? They don't know who I am.
I have no clue what this is going to be.
They don't know who I am, right? They're all probably 20, 18.
Okay.
Bro, you look damn near 30. Why you care about some ass trivial TikToker? Next one. He isn't going to fuck you, mate. The next one, motherfucker, this ain't his phone number.
What the fuck does that even mean?
And then the one that got like blew up was, this is Twitter, bro, not his voicemail. And then all these people wrote to that like, bro, chill, you just violated this man. LMAO, like he got me. He ended my life, you
These
know?
kids fucking with you, bro.
And people being like, you're dead, you know.
Wait, who is Bryce Hall? He's a young.
He's a 21-year-old Sway House TikToker.
What's Sway House?
Sway House
I thought it
was
Hype
that
House.
there are competing houses.
There are competing houses? Oh.
Yeah, but the Sway House was like consider it like an incubator for personality,
you
young
sit there
kids.
And make content.
Yeah.
And you have like a live-in choreographer.
Exactly. So this is what's crazy to me, right? Anyone with a brain should know that I'm kidding. My girlfriend cheated on me in the Dominican Republic by sitting on the face of a kid I played squash with. Who puts that sentence together?
Bro, you gotta learn. You just gotta learn that it's just not that obvious, bro.
No.
The amount of times you say to me, "How don't people know that I'm kidding?" That you have to start wondering.
Well, then
maybe it doesn't seem like I'm kidding.
Listen to me. I'm happy with that then. I will stop complaining about it. I'm not complaining about it.
But dude, it's fun to toe the line of reality. And,
I love living on that edge.
It's great. And
of
that's
uncertainty.
It's your thing, dude. You know,
is my
this sort
lane.
of like faux controversy. Francis. But Francis is like randomly confrontational. Like Francis like gets himself into beef and shit. It's like funny.
I do.
Kinda. Like it's just so funny. Like you don't want it seems like you don't want it, but then you like will not back down and like
when did
you
I
make
do this?
things a thing.
When did I do this?
Like the alternate side parking hockey guy and like you like just and you just have beef all the time. Bro.
When you need a little beef.
Closet beef, bro.
You need a little beef sometimes.
I agree.
A little beefsteak, tomatoes.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing, right? I'm not mad that these kids didn't get it, and I'm not even mad that the kid said this is Twitter, bro, not his voicemail. I think that's a somewhat funny thing. But what I don't get is that there were people in the replies who were like, this is hysterical.
Right.
Like, good for you. LOL. This is funny.
If Bryce watched it, I bet he got a lot.
And then there are a bunch of people like below that who are like, why would you like, what's wrong with you?
Can I see what this guy looks like? Dude, I may have met this guy. I met all these TikTok guys.
Well, he was dating that Charlie D'Amelio. No, the Addison Phillips. Addison
Ray.
Am I
saying it right? Yeah.
They all look the
same. Pull them up.
They all have these weird haircuts.
Dude, these kids were loving it, man. I got the.
Did you meet this kid?
Yes.
Unreal.
I got the bird's eye fucking knockout punch. Dude, I was living it up, man. I was living vicariously through these TikTokers, having a great fucking time, bro.
So look.
It was awesome.
Look. Here's the thing, right? I acknowledge wholeheartedly that all of those kids are more successful than I probably ever will be.
Uh-huh.
And I do not begrudge them that. Good for them. That's so cool.
It's great.
You know, and I think a lot of older people look at it and say, fuck these kids. Why does anyone care? I don't give a shit about their drama. If you're older than 30 and you care about these TikTokers, like you're pathetic. But when we were 18, 16, you know, we were watching Laguna Beach.
Right, it's the same shit.
And The Real World. And our parents would look at us and be like, what the fuck are you watching this trash for?
Dude, I honestly think, though, that the TikTokers are more legit than, like, the reality stars of our era. Like, the reality stars of our era are now, like, being like, when I cook at home, like, you know, they never,
it's turned into Bravo TV kind of stuff.
Like, a couple of them crossed over into more, like, mainstream stuff, but most of them are sort of, like, in reality purgatory for the rest of their life.
That's it.
Whereas these TikTokers are mainstream legit stars.
They are, and they have options.
And they're fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, I have nothing wrong with them. I just, I do think that a lot of their fans are really stupid.
Dude, I'm
stupid
known as
people.
the simp lord on TikTok, bro. The simp lord.
Because you like women.
No, because I'm a simp. They just think they're like, this guy's a fucking pussy or whatever. Like,
doesn't a simp mean somebody who
like a simpleton?
No. That's not my understanding of simp.
Chris?
I think simp is a guy who like, you know, is always like bringing flowers to a girl, even though she might not like him.
Yes,
back.
exactly. but I think it's like the one and the same. Like,
Well, a simpleton to me is like a moron.
okay, fine, but like it's used in the context of a guy who's a moron because he's a pussy and doesn't know how to close. The guy who's like, he's not good enough for you. That guy is a simp.
Yeah, the guy who almost tries to start himself in the friend zone and find his way
exactly,
out of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is like pre and post makeover Giulio in high school. So it's fine that they're tapping into my deepest insecurities.
Totally.
These fuckers.
Totally. I mean, people would have called me a simp for what I sent to Bryce Hall.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Massive simp.
Yeah. That's absolutely it. But I also put some words in there that I would have thought would have given people the scent of satire. I would have thought more people would have caught the scent of satire. My college girlfriend went to the Dominican Republic where she sat on the face of a kid I played squash with, Alistair. You, Chris.
I was going to ask if that
you
was
hear
real.
that sentence and you don't think maybe
Bro, I
he's
thought
kidding.
the story was real when you were reading it, to be honest.
Well, then kudos to me.
But it's still funny. If you use a real story, it's just as funny.
There's some truth to it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right. So
I borrow from reality.
okay, so borrow from reality, 100% reality, all fake, all funny.
I played college.
Honestly,
I played
right.
squash with a kid named Alistair.
In a similar
My
way,
college
too.
girlfriend cheated on me, but not with him, though.
Right. So there you go.
I just connected two different worlds.
Connected the dots.
Yeah, you're thinking of it from like a 32-year-old man. These are 18-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids. They're like ready to jump on anybody who's not.
Explain this to me. Explain this to me. Why is it that the guy who said, "Bro, this is Twitter, not his voicemail," why did everyone think that that was so funny?
Because you left like a voicemail for it.
Yeah, but that is
was so
exactly
long.
the reason that I did it.
I know, bro, but
Was
they don't.
to be funny, and then they're like, they basically labeling the joke, and I'm like, yeah, that was the point.
Bro, why don't? Here's a question that I have that will answer this for you. Why are prom shows so bad?
I don't know. I've never done one.
Okay, well, the reason is these kids, they're like too young to have perspective about like mature humor, bro. They don't get shit. Like they get what they get, and that's it. If you try to go into like your shit, you don't do as well. They have short attention spans. They're just not a good comedy audience, bro.
Dude, somebody say, okay, fine. You're maybe right. You're probably right. Somebody saying to me, "This is Twitter, not his voicemail, bro," and then everyone being like, "Oh my God, you just murdered this guy." It would be the equivalent of me being like, "Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side?" And then you being like, "That's funny because it's ironic or something," and then everyone being like, "Oh shit, Giulio, awesome, you totally knocked his joke down."
So
or
you
something.
think that's just a completely arbitrary? If you're like, why
No,
the chicken
I think
crossed
that
the road?
I think that well maybe that's not the right example. I guess what I mean is the whole reason that I chose to film myself sending this message to Bryce Hall was to set up a character who looked like he didn't get it.
Correct.
What lunatic in their right mind would send a 2-minute video to try to make Bryce Hall feel better about being cheated
Bro,
on
there's a lot of people
by
out there.
admitting that they were cheated on years earlier and that like we're the same person, you and me, Bryce Hall.
Bro, that's exactly right. People do that. Hey, Brittany, we love you. Free Brittany.
Okay, well then
One
maybe
time
that's the problem, is that there are just too many fucking idiots out there.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, well, then I'm going to keep doing this.
You should
I absolutely am going to keep doing
keep
this.
trolling pop culture
Because
people
it's so funny
with
to me.
supportive, very long messages.
100%. Dude, that thing
I
on
remember
Twitter
in the ice storm of '98.
Dude, that Twitter thing got 40,000 views. So many people watched it on Twitter.
It's crazy.
Just because I was under the Bryce Hall thing.
Dude, you got to put on notifications on all the TikTokers and reply
Unbelievable,
immediately.
dude. Gee, I've talked about it for the last couple weeks, but this amazing storytelling contest is coming up through Vocal, which is an awesome app that I've been playing around with. Obviously, we love it when our listeners submit stories to the podcast. You and I tell stories all the time. And this month, I'm judging a story writing contest on Vocal. It should be a lot of fun. because I get to read other people's crazy stories. And one lucky winner will win a cash prize of $5,000.
That's amazing.
Vocal is a storytelling platform for creators. I'm judging the No Regrets Challenge, which allows you to share embarrassing situations without judgment, all while giving the entrants the chance to win cash prizes as high as $5,000. Simply sharing the best or worst forgettable experience, you can walk away with big time money. I'll be reading your entries, all bad decisions, the aftermath, the path to redemption, basically the original conceit for this podcast, and all things in between, and judging the winners. We might even share some of them on the podcast. In order to be eligible to enter the No Regrets Challenge, you must have a Vocal Plus membership, which grants access to Vocal Plus exclusive challenges, along with increased monetization opportunities, premium creation tools and features, and additional perks on the platform. You can sign up for Vocal at vocal.media and then use the promo code OOPS99, and you will have the membership, your first month's membership, for just 99 cents.
Awesome.
No Regrets stories must be between 600 and 5,000 words and adhere to Vocal's community guidelines. Only stories published on Vocal and entered into the contest up until April 27th of 2021. That's very soon. At 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be entered for consideration.
We have an exciting update. Couple updates.
All right, good.
So I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks ago, we had an email from a guy who suspected that
so excited about this.
his old pal was like open to hooking up with him.
Boston Bro Job Bob.
Bro Job Boston Bob, whatever you want to call him. This is what we've sort of titled him.
This is what I do not know what Giulio is about to tell me.
So-
I made him save it.
This is the update. Here we go. Hi, Francis and Giulio. Sorry for the long delay, but the story is worth it. First, I'm so happy you guys read my email, and I'm glad it sparked some good conversation between two straight, enlightened guys.
His words, not mine.
That we are. Anyway, I thankfully was able to listen to your pod before drinks. Dude, this is great. I love us just getting in there and fucking helping people roll their sleeves
That's
up and
it.
make life's most
That's
difficult
it.
decisions.
Yep.
So as you guys suggested, the old friend and I got pretty drunk. Thankfully, no one needed to get carried out or was too drunk to not know what they were doing. I suggested drinking tequila, knowing I had one thing on my mind. After a couple tequila shots, I began to get very bro-like quotes and start to touch his arm and body and then shower him with compliments of how he's changed so much and looks so much better now. Fucking Bob, you're smooth as shit.
Can I
dude.
pause you
Jesus.
for 1 second? It's it's so surreal to listen to a guy admitting how he like buttered up another guy.
Yeah, this is good stuff. This is good
and
stuff.
how susceptible we are to that
Dude,
simple attack
people love
plan.
being buttered up.
That's it.
Men, women, doesn't matter.
Sure.
It's great. Okay, a couple more drinks later, he unbuttoned his shirt to show me his abs and let me feel his bicep
Well,
after I said it was jokingly bigger than mine. This is fucking hot,
at
dude.
that point, it's over. I mean, what? Where else could it go?
Sorry if that was a little too sexually charged. Bob, cut it out. That was not too sexually
No,
charged. We
give
need
us
of
more.
this.
We're almost there.
But I got to set the scene and show that we were both drinking and becoming very physically comfortable.
Mhm.
We left the bar we were at to smoke some weed I brought. Solid move.
Ooh.
Solid but risky. You don't want to crossfade. make
Yeah,
your boy
especially
crossfade.
if you've had a lot to drink, you can get the spins, and then
Yeah, and then it's over.
yeah.
Anyway, after we smoke in my car, I proceed to come out to him. He paused and made a joke about it. It was a very accepting joke. In his words, that makes sense because you look great and you don't have a girlfriend. That's like some flirtation.
I mean, well, hold on a second. You haven't seen a guy for 10 years. You unbutton your shirt. He starts feeling your abs. You're surprised when he comes out to you. What the heck?
But it sounds like he's being cheeky, this guy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's it.
Now, this is where it gets spicy. I then proceed to put my hand on his thigh while we're sitting next to each other, look him in the eye, and say, "When's the last time anyone's given you great head?" Holy fuck, dude. This is heating up. He then says a couple weeks ago when his girlfriend did. In shock, I begin to abort mission. I subtly kick him out of the car and send him back to his girlfriend. I may be horny, but I'm not a homewrecker. He leaves after we bro hug. I love bro hug. That's great.
Wait, this is the end of this?
No, just wait.
Oh.
I think nothing of it other than some heavy flirting and two guys reconnecting. Fair enough. Later that night, I receive a Snapchat of what, you might ask, the old friend who has a girlfriend masturbating to completion.
Oh my God.
I'm shocked, but still pretty drunk, and reply with, "LOL, I think you meant to send this to your girlfriend." He never responds for the night. He responds the next morning with a dick pic and his address. Jesus.
Well,
This is heating up. Big time.
yeah, now I'm confused.
All right. So
Okay.
at this point, I'm floored and confused. I pretty much asked to give him a bro job in an organic way, and he rejected by saying he has a girlfriend. Cut to him sending very hardcore nudes. I drove to the address because it's a pandemic and I'm not strong enough to resist. Honest. I respect that.
Mhm.
We've been hooking up for a couple weeks now.
Wow. Okay.
He literally sends me a nude. I come over, we have great oral sex, and I leave. Sometimes we smoke and hang out. He confides in me saying that he never thought about it before me and he wants to try it out until it doesn't feel good. It's been weeks. We meet up like every other day and sometimes multiple times a day.
Unbelievable.
I'm kind of enjoying it and his girlfriend has no idea. I have no intention of being with him, which I've communicated to him. I literally cannot believe what happened, and I'll let you know if this blows up in my face anytime soon. Other than the way he's been doing, if this blows up in my face anytime soon, other than the way he's been doing. Hey yo, just kidding.
Oh, nice.
Much love, bro job, Boston, Bob.
Buddy.
Wow.
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 Lots to unpack here.
Wow.
Lots to unpack. So the first thing is,
Dude.
they are carrying on while he is continuing to date his girlfriend.
It sounds like.
That's not that sweet, man.
It's not that great.
That's not that sweet.
But, listen, the person at fault there, obviously, is the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Bob is, having a tough pandemic.
Bob's just being a bro.
Bob's just being the man, like I'm not judging anybody in this situation. I think that if you were to, you could say that the boyfriend needs to figure his shit out
Mm-hmm.
and maybe just accept that he's, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's one thing if the boyfriend is cheating on his girlfriend with a girl, right? And yes, the idealist would say he should come clean. Nobody should have to endure being cheated on. That can really fuck you up mentally for a while. All of that.
The idealist would also say cheating with a girl or a guy, in theory, in 2021 is the same thing.
Well,
although it's more of a secret because you learn that they're cheating and you learn that they like things that you didn't think they liked.
That's it. And I would say too that when you're cheating on your girlfriend with another man, it's such a dramatic departure from being in a monogamous heterosexual relationship that you should be even more compelled to come clean about it.
Mhm.
I feel like that you
Or
should
to not.
do you think it's more acceptable to cheat? Like, are you more of an asshole if you cheat on your girlfriend with a guy or a girl?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
You keep that from her for weeks.
Let's just say that, like, you're cheating, you're fucking up. You know what I mean? It's bad.
You think it's equal in both ways?
They're bad in different ways. I'm not going to say dude, it's too complicated of a thing to say that one is worse or whatever.
Okay, I'll play devil's advocate and I'll use a simple brained approach here, and which may be ignorant, but just give me the benefit of the doubt. I think that if you are cheating on your girlfriend with another man, and up to that point, you have only ever professed to be straight, and she assumes coming into the relationship and in dating you that you are straight, you are doing something that is more of a breach of her trust.
Okay, fine.
Because you have now discovered a part of your sexuality that she doesn't know about, that there's nothing she can do anything about.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, fine. But also, profess to be straight. Like what? You have to fucking wear a hat that says you're straight. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Right.
another thing. We say this whole spectrum theory, which seems to be prevailing.
Mhm.
Let's assume that that's being applied. However, say all you want about how things should be. I have to imagine if you're a girl and you find out that your boyfriend is cheating on you with a man and you didn't know that he was into that and you didn't know he was capable of that, it's gotta be more intense of a sensation than if you find out he's cheating on you with a girl.
I think that's it. That's exactly what I mean, right?
Has to be.
I feel like you, if your boyfriend is cheating on you with a man, you feel like, did I ever really know this person? Like, I cannot believe how little I was aware.
Yeah.
Whereas if he cheats on with you with a girl, you'd just be like, oh, fuck, men, another shitty guy.
Right.
I can't believe I, fell for this. Like, I hate this guy.
And dude, since Bob is our protagonist here, Bob is the hero in our story.
Yeah, we got, again.
Like he is. So we went into this story being like, Bob has been having a tough pandemic. He's looking to get a little action. He thinks this guy's cute. He's trying to reconnect. Went into it with an open mind. Found out about the girlfriend. Was sort of, that was it. And then the next day he got a video of the guy cranking it. Bob's only human, dude. Like, he's not supposed to do it?
Bob's only human.
Bob seems like a great guy.
What man in his shoes wouldn't drive over to that guy's house to perform oral sex?
These are complicated things. It's true. These are complicated things, and we can't start acting like fucking we have all the answers. And dude, how many times have you been talking to like an older person who's like, oh yeah, like I had a girlfriend I had a woman is like, yeah, I had a boyfriend for 7 years and your father took me away from him. Like, sometimes people cheat and it leads to good things. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say everyone listening should cheat on their significant other.
No.
However, listen, things happen and fucking it is what it is. Shout out to Bob. Definitely keep us posted. I feel bad for the guy's girlfriend, but
right.
It is what it is, I guess.
I think with the royal British family, Prince Charles famously had, a torrid affair with Camilla while Lady Di and he were married, and then she passed away, obviously, and it was a national scandal and everyone hated him for it. But then he ended up marrying and staying with Camilla for the rest of his life, and ultimately the British populace kind of came around to her.
Yeah.
And was like, well, clearly this is the woman he loved.
You get points back if you marry the person you cheated with and stay with them.
Isn't that interesting?
It's interesting. Speaking of which, not directly related, but we have successfully set up our friend who emailed us on a double date situation.
Did we now?
We did. So,
Giulio over here, the puppet master.
we were able to set her up with somebody. And they're scheduling a FaceTime.
Whoa.
And they're planning to go out. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. If it goes well, maybe we can see if.
Which couple is this? Who are these people?
This is the girl from Vermont.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I like their chances.
Yeah. So, and I would say to you, don't send us stuff to try to set you up yet, because we're not sure if that's something that we're going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel bad making people, if they send us long emails about themselves and how they want to be set up. We're not a matchmaking service, but
no.
This was fun, and hopefully, we'll see.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
If, let's say, back when you were single, you met a girl and she told you which state she grew up in, are there certain states where if you learned that the girl was from there, you'd be like more attracted to the girl, or think higher of her?
Dude, I got to be honest. Like, when I was in college, if a girl said she was from New York City, she would get points.
Really?
Yeah.
But not for me.
But like that, I would get I think she would get points. There's something interesting about an unfamiliar upbringing. Like somebody who grew up in the city and like went to private school in the city and like lived that whole life. Like that's so different from my life that to me is interesting. The same way that like, if a girl was like, I grew up in on a commune in fucking Missouri or whatever, that would be interesting to me too.
Okay.
I think that, a girl who had a crazy, interesting background story would get more points for me.
So you like exotic background story within the continental United States?
I could, but it also doesn't matter. Like my girlfriend's backstory is a little more, like quote unquote normal. She wasn't raised by wolves or anything. And
no.
Like, I still find her to be great.
Yes,
so.
Of course. No, listen, I get that.
What about you? No?
Well, okay. So my thoughts are a little different, right? If I guess I'm talking about later in my 20s, so not really college. But if I were to meet a girl in my late 20s when I was single who was from Vermont, I would say that that's a state where immediately I would be more. I would just trust her more.
Is it because it's next door to where you grew up?
No, it's because it's Vermont. It's covered bridges and
And
buckets of
Bernie
tree sap.
supporters.
And it's women that grew up, milking cows.
Is it though, dude? Like, what is this fucking romantic
Vermont
version?
is rural, dude. It's
Is it?
very rural. It has 4 very distinct seasons. The whatever it is, the Connecticut River, I think, runs through it. Not the Connecticut.
Maybe that would make
Is
sense.
it?
Maybe the Hudson.
No.
Maybe is that wrong?
Our river
I don't know.
knowledge not great. No, but dude, I think Vermont.
Chris, you looking this up?
Nowadays, I think that if I meet a girl from Maine, if I were to meet a girl from Maine, I would have assumed she was, because where you grew up, right? You're like, well, I get that. We like similar things probably. Whereas if I met, what's the river in Vermont?
The Winooski River.
That can't be.
We were way
No,
off.
it's not that one. It's the big river in Vermont. Whatever. It's like near Dartmouth.
Fuck, Chris has the iPhone 12. It's so satisfying to hold.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Okay, so Vermont for me is right up there. Yeah.
Dude, that's the most random shit I've heard in a while. Connecticut River.
Connecticut, right? It was the Connecticut River.
Yeah,
good.
call.
Yeah, Vermont, dude.
Dude, that's insanely
They like
random.
to ski. They probably were ski instructors. Maybe they were camp counselors.
Well, dude,
The goal was to get to Middlebury someday.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Burlington's a great city.
Yes. Vermont #1 for me. And I'm not just saying that because this girl we're setting up people up with is from Vermont.
#1 for Francis, VT. We'll take it. All right, dude. Well,
that's it.
That's a good spot to wrap it up.
Let's wrap it, baby.
Thank you guys for taking that wild ride. That was kind of a wild ride of an episode.
That was a wild ride of an episode.
It was a wild ride. Lots of good stuff.
Lots of TikTokers.
Send us your thoughts, your emails, oopspodcast@gmail.com, at oopspodcast on Instagram. We thank you guys for supporting us and commenting and just being engaged and awesome with us as we continue to grow. Stay tuned for more exciting stuff. Francis, you got anything?
No, thank you.
All right, later.